Good morning. Hey, this is Dan, the manufactured home man here in Lufkin, Texas, and I'm doing a video on 7 things that you should look for when you're buying a manufactured home. Now, a lot of times you probably heard from friends or relatives that manufactured homes are not a good investment, and they're not unless they're built like a house. Vinyl coated moldings, vinyl coated wallboard, OSB floors. Those are the things that have given manufactured housing a bad name over the years, because when you get to years 12, 13, 15, the house is looking like it's ready for retirement, where a site-built home or a residential grade manufactured home are just about getting ready to be paid off, and they've still got another 40, 50 years left in them if they're well taken care of. So number one thing you got to look for. What's the most important thing? I believe it's going to be the flooring. That's your foundation, and that's what we see when we take trade-ins. That's the first thing that we find problems in. Anything 2005 or older has bad floors. But this is sanded and floated grade A plywood floors, and so that's the first thing you have to demand. If you're going to buy a manufactured home, and you're not just doing it because some people do it and say, hey, I don't care if it loses money, I just want to live in it 10, 15 years and I'll be done with it. Okay, if that's your plan, no problem. But if you're looking for an investment, and most people are when they buy a home, you have to have plywood, and it's got to be grade A plywood. CDX is better than OSB, but you want grade A plywood. Okay, number 2, finished sheetrock, 1/2 inch tape and textured sheetrock that doesn't have any of those little batten strips every 4 feet, but it is 2x4, a true 2x4 interior wall, a true 2x6 exterior wall with tape and textured finished sheetrock. You have to have that, because if you don't, every time you hang a picture on the wall with that vinyl stuff, you go to move the picture or mount a TV and you need to move it, you can't never match that vinyl print. So with tape and texture, you can take some mud out and some paint, match it back up 20, 30 years from now, you still have the same beautiful looking wall with a fresh coat of paint. So you got to have finished sheetrock, you got to have plywood subfloors. Number 3, cabinetry. Doesn't have to be super fancy, but you need wood drawers and wood faces. Something with some meat and bones to it that 8, 10, 12 years from now, because if you've got that vinyl coated molding on your cabs, that stuff, when it starts to wear off, you can't sand it, and you can't sand it and varnish it and paint it and stain it and whatever. So got to have that. This isn't one of my most important things, but well-built manufactured home usually have a 2x6 exterior wall on a double wide and a 2x4 exterior wall on a single wide. Number 4, and we're not inside the house, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look at the back of another home. But you don't want vinyl siding. Vinyl siding years 8, 9, 10, 12, it's going to start cracking and breaking. It will not stand the test of time, so it's not a good investment. You need either LP smart siding with a 50-year warranty on it that's termite proof, waterproof, or you need hardy board plank siding. Hardy board is great, except it's real heavy and it's brittle, so it can crack in transit, and if you get a hailstorm or a kid throws a baseball, it'll crack and break. So I prefer LP smart siding, but hardy plank will stand the test of time once you get it in place. So we're on number 4. Let's go to number 5. What's number 5? We're going to go outside now and look at a couple things. The home that we're looking at, this home right here, and it's got that window mounted unit only because we like to show people that window unit can cool 2,600 square foot, but it comes with central air and heating, of course. But even if you had 2x6 walls and finished sheetrock and real wood cabinets, that's so heavy that most frames on a manufactured home could never take all that weight. That's why they use 2x3s and vinyl coated molding, because their frame, they hadn't figured it out. A well-developed frame will have outriggers that come all the way to the edge. So the outrigger arm there that holds the frame comes right up to the very edge, and you need a 500-pound hitch, something that you probably can't pick up by yourself. If you can go over there and pick the hitch up on the home that you're getting ready to purchase, it's that light, you don't have enough frame, you don't have enough house to make it a real investment. Okay, let's go to number 6. Now this is going to be a hard one because you're not going to be able to find this very often, but this is not absolutely necessary, but for your really high grade manufactured home, it's going to have attic vents. The attic vents are proof that there's a real attic up there and there's not just that 2 foot of dead air space that most manufactured homes have. You drive up and down the road where all these manufactured home dealers are, and you won't see very many with attic vents. So that'll really set you apart with the attic vents. And notice the big eaves and security lights on this home. You know, a lot of manufactured homes don't have security lights. That's not absolutely essential, but another thing that would help you to determine that you've got a really well-built home. So let's go over real quick again. It's floors that are grade A plywood. It's finished tape and textured sheetrock. It's hardy plank or LP smart siding, not that vinyl stuff. Frame and outriggers that can take the weight. Attic vents. And then finally, a couple last little bonus items is molding in your house, the crown molding and the molding around your doors and windows. Can you sand it and paint it? Because if it's vinyl and you can't sand it and paint it, then it's not probably going to stand the test of time, and it won't be a good investment. So if you're going to buy a manufactured home, make sure it's built like a house. Otherwise, just buy your regular house. All right, so signing off, give us a call, 936-699-4600. We'll talk more about what you need in a well-built home.